Hey folks, Segasonicfan here, and today I'm in kind of a hurry and need to fix my Remington shaver. So I'm going to do my best to do this so that I can shave myself for my important appointment. And I'm just learning as I go, but there's a screw in here that's a Phillips. I took off the top through the two push-in side tabs, and I charged this, but it never seems to hold the charge. Oh, now it's holding it. Interesting. Maybe I inadvertently fixed the problem. Huh. Apparently the issue is it won't turn on when the cover's on, but it will when the cover's off. And I'm presuming that's just because it doesn't have enough torque to do what you need it to do with the cover on. Whew. Also, that thing is spring-loaded, so it'll come off, but don't worry too much. There's screws at the top here. See how quickly I can do this. Hopefully there's not too many springs that'll send this thing flying every which way. And then there's that screw down here, which I've already taken out. So there's 3 screws total. Gonna open this up, and as expected, it's pretty simple. And we've got 2 1.2 volt batteries. Nothing too surprising there. Let's see how this comes out. Looks like there is... wish I had some slightly better lighting here. Let's see what we can do. We zoom in here. We'll see. There's a clip right here. And a clip over here. There's also this power plug. Let's go ahead and just remove that for now. It's a little tricky to get clips like this behaving properly. Or I should say behaving the way I want them to behave. There we go. Alright, it's got the clips out. Wow. We've got a lot of hair in there. First things first, I'm going to desolder the motor here. I wonder if... I don't think that hair would mess up the operation. Obviously it could mess up the power switching a little bit. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna get my air duster and my vacuum maybe. Well, you know what? I don't want to make a huge mess. Let's see what we can do with just some Q-tips here. If we just scrape some of this. I only need it to work right now. I can fix it up more later. Pretty fair. It's already looking a lot better. And we've got our power switch here. I'm kind of shocked that it's even possible to do this. But, so it would seem. Okay, so now since I'm in a time crunch, what I'm going to do is simply... let's actually see the rating on this motor too. So this motor is rated at, what does that say? Does it not tell? Sometimes you have to flip it around, but I don't want springs and things to fall out if I do that. It seems like it's okay though. Could look it up and see what the deal is. But let's go ahead and just desolder it first. Okay. And it's a 3-volt system. I'm kind of wondering though if I could just... Ow! That was still pretty hot. I'm kind of wondering if I could just give this a 5-volt USB thing and just be ready to go. Because that would be nice. That would be super convenient. So what I'm going to do is pull this out. Hopefully it can go back in later. I'm just going to see if it's got a voltage rating. Nope, it does not. Okay, not written anywhere. Anyway, I don't think I have a 3-volt DC to DC that's going to do the job. And of course, we got springs and stuff whenever you remove motors like this. Did I get that all the way back in? Doesn't look like it. Maybe? Yeah, okay. I guess that's just how it goes. Yeah, this thing's quite a mess. Well, let's see what happens if we just give it 3 volts from my bench supply. Yeah, looks like it takes a good bit of a 0.5 amps. And I wonder, well, let's try the easy way first. Let's just solder 2 wires there and have them coming out the back. Okay, and now I can put this back together. And this is just for the time being, since I'm in a hurry. I've got to get it around that center post here, and then channel it here effectively, and hopefully I've got that motor mounted back in there correctly. Yeah, that looks promising. Go ahead and screw it in here. Okay. I'm going to save some time by using my electric screwdriver for the other 2. Okay. Alright, I'll put this little gaskety thing here, which I guess is the thing that's supposed to stop all the hair from going in, but is getting old and not doing a really good job of that. Oh well. And the way this works is we push this down where we find where the plastic piece kind of notches in, and then you turn it 90 degrees. And now, with any luck, oh wait, what am I talking about? Right, I have to, I've already hacked this. With any luck, this will actually turn on with the lid on now. There we go. I'd like to point out now that that is a lot higher current than I would expect. Check this out. 1.3 amps without even my face there. So no wonder it wouldn't turn on when the lid was on. It almost triples the required torque to do that. Let's see if I can shave now. No problem. So there you go, folks. Using a bench supply to convert your shaver into a functioning shaver when you're in a hurry. And then later I'll make another part to this after I've shaved and done what I need to do today, and we'll make some repairs to this board with new batteries mainly. Hopefully this was useful. Segasonicfan signing out. Hey folks, back here with this Remington shaver upgrade repair. I don't know if you have one, but the things I'm going to talk about in this video are going to be pretty similar to other shavers and such. And, you know, people just replace these every like 6 months or maybe a few years if you're lucky. But there's no reason to. The blades usually last a really long time, and I think they can be replaced as well. But what normally just goes bad is the battery. And I hooked this up to my bench supply, and it takes quite a lot of juice, surprisingly large amount of juice, over an amp, 1.3 amps I got doing my shave, and you know, required current at 3 volts with these 2 batteries. So you know, good little chunk of current there. And what I'd like to do is take out these batteries completely and turn this into a USB shaver. I've got another video on that. I'll try to link it in the description. Remind me if I don't. But I turned another electric shaver into a USB powered one, and that was really nice. This one, I don't really feel the need to have it be battery powered. I don't mind just plugging it into my USB outlet, which is on my wall. I also don't use this shaver a lot, so I'm not super attached to its functionality. But with all that said, I think it'd make a cool project, and sometimes those are the best kind of projects. So let's go ahead and desolder the positive terminal. Whenever we're removing batteries, it's always good to start with the highest voltage potential and work your way down. Of course, it helps if you don't just drop the whole thing off your desk, but that's okay. Oh, I love the smell of cheap PCB. It's got a particular smell. If you've done this kind of stuff, you know what I'm talking about. And of course, just like the other shaver, we've got these bent tabs, which I think is really overkill in my opinion. But maybe there's some situations where the solder cracks and the joints fail. But find it hard to believe that a battery is going to fall out of this thing. But I don't know. There's a lot of vibrations. Maybe there's some sense to it. Okay. Yay. Old dead batteries gone. Those are nickel metal hydride too, which is the dark ages nowadays. And what have we got here? I guess we could throw this under the microscope and see what we can find as far as the chipset, although I'm not super... I gotta say, I'm not super interested because this isn't adjustable or anything. It just needs to have the necessary voltage. And I'm not going to use any of the charger because we're not using nickel metal hydride after this upgrade. But for curiosity's sake, anyone else out there, obviously I have to remove that little solder joint. Let's see what we got. So there's what appears to be a MOSFET, which is labeled DAY with a U with a line over the top. And then we've got a chip above it, which looks to read 0.213. What does that say? 0.213. And it looks scratched off. Is that like a 4 or an A? H, 0.213H, I think is what it says. It's a SOT23 6-pin package. And if I had to guess, I don't know. We've got a big diode here, probably a flyback diode. Yep. Indeed, that's what it looks like. Flyback diode goes to the output of the flyback diode goes to a power LED, which makes a lot of sense. The negative, it would appear, is that the negative or the positive? Yeah. The negative of the battery terminal goes to an ST switch. This is a 3-contact switch. The common is the negative output to the motor, and then it's either to the FET or to, that's interesting, or to the battery. This is interesting. Why would it go to the battery? Oh, I guess this is the positive output. So yeah, it's either grounded to the negative terminal of the battery or it goes to the positive outputs. This is probably a P-channel FET in that case. And yeah, that all stands to reason because this is the positive terminal of the battery. Oh, okay. So that's kind of nice. Rather than just have it go to nothing, it has it go to the negative terminal to completely shut off the, make sure the motor's really off. And you can see some gunk in here, which is just facial hair. How gross is that? Clean that off a little bit, but I guess my facial hair is not that conductive. Yay. And so yeah, question being, what does this chip do? Does it step up the voltage at all? I kind of doubt it. It's probably is it a charger? Huh. It's very curious. Also, if this is a P-channel FET, where's the high current path? I think this is a single-sided board. And if it's a P-channel, usually this would be the gate, but we've got these resistors here. What's going on? We've got a 20K coming from the positive for the battery. And that doesn't seem like enough. How are we working this out? Aha, okay, so this is charger in. And interesting. The diode, the charger goes through the diode as well. They're probably doing some multi-function thing where they're using a flyback diode and using it as a charger step down or charger sort of regulator. Because yeah, you have the current limiting resistor and the diode. Although it looks like a sense resistor, I think it's just a high watt current limiting resistor for the charge, which makes sense because then you don't have to have a charger, which, yeah, is very common for budget things like this. And I keep thinking these are the motor output. These are not used at all. Yeah, this is all just charger input stuff. Motor output's over here. So, yes, yeah, okay, this makes so much more sense. Okay. So this drives the output of the motor. This might even be itself a FET, actually. Looking at this more carefully. Yeah. This might just be a transistor used to invert the gate of this larger FET. I think that's exactly what's going on, because these two pins on the top, these two pins on the bottom, those are all bridged. You have one pin here. I'm sorry, and these two, yeah, you have one pin here coming from the battery source. So you have the source, you have the big drain, and then this here, this 1K resistor is the gate. Yeah, it has a pull up, so it's normally off. And then this is an N channel or like an NPN, and the output here. Yeah, it's probably an NPN. This makes sense. Cool. So yeah, when the switch goes here, it connects the What is that? Oh, interesting. So when it's off, it connects the charger input over here. When it's bridging these two, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Let's focus on the on function. Let's get remove that solder. Okay. So when it's bridged here, why is this the common though? The common is the charger input? That doesn't make any sense. Unless this is connected under this gross stuff here. It doesn't appear to be, no? Huh. Interesting. Why is the common... That's surprising. I don't understand. Let me go off camera. So I've got my Remington shaver all modified here with a step-down buck converter with the super janky service mount potentiometer. Those are just the worst thing ever. I wish they would make these flathead. If anybody makes these and you're watching this video, please make these flatheads instead of really difficult Phillips heads. Anyway, I added a flyback diode here for any over voltage issues that might happen from the motor. I'm not sure why there wasn't one originally. There is a diode in there, but it looks like it's for the charging circuit and not for the motor. But let's see if we can put this together, or if our plastic, it looks like the this plastic bit's getting in the way, but that's okay. I just need it to hold around the top mostly, so that the things don't fly everywhere. Turn on the bench supply, and now we're going to flip the switch and see what happens. Fingers crossed. Hey! Very nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this off. I don't think that's needed for anything. And I'm going to go ahead and put the once I put this on, that's when the real test begins, because that's a lot of torque. Oh, interesting. This is just for holding for splitting up the battery cell. It's not used to hold the motor or anything. This is a very simple design, but it's nice, and it's cool to see something like this. It's a little bit older. I've probably bought this, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But it's a simple, cost-effective, really nice design. I love this kind of the way they've got this plastic piece to help with the motor dampening. Anyway, there's cool stuff to dig into here. I'd love to see like a Bill Hammack engineer guy video on the amazingness that is portable modern shavers. Maybe he's got one. I haven't checked. Who knows? But yeah, these clip on top, nice and easy. Look at that. And if we look at the bench supply at, let's go ahead and take a look here on what we're getting on the output. So I've got this set to 5.5 volts. Let's go ahead and lower this closer to a USB voltage, 4.99. And it kicks on with an amp, as to be expected. 4.1 watts. And shaves quite well. I just did the test on my cheek. Very cool. And I'm over here eating some caramel sauce. Trader Joe's caramel sauce, baby. But pretty cool. Hey, the vibration knocked out the last screw. Nice. It's got the 3 screws there, 2 at the top, 1 at the back. And yeah, this is a great way to take an old shaver, and instead of trying to go find a bunch of replacement batteries that probably aren't going to be too great anyway, just make it work off USB. So what I'm going to do is just put in a USB cable here. I don't really need this thing to be portable. I'm just going to take an old USB cable and solder it in. I guess if I really cared, I'd make a USB-C connector or something. But yeah, doesn't need to be portable. Sweet! I'm going to have a reliable shaver for a change. Back here with my Remington USB shaver upgrade hack, and it turned out to be really easy to add this USB-C board. It actually fits almost perfectly, so went ahead and just did that so I don't have to have a cable dangling out. It's also got a fuse in there, so that's nice. And I just put this little connector in here, and now it's magnetically powered. And there you go. A wired, but easy to remove the wire, USB electric shaver. I went ahead and like dusted it and aired things out as well. And feeling pretty optimistic. Let's see if it'll close without me doing further modifications to the plastic. Probably needs a little bit more on that around that USB thing, but yeah, this will close up, and I'm pretty optimistic it's going to be pretty good. All right, and here we are back with our shaver, all nice and USB magnetic compatible. Works very, very nice. I'd say even better than new, and it's also a lot lighter now that it doesn't have those heavy batteries in it. Pretty cool. Segasonic fan, signing out.